Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I'm the WCPW review guy. And it was me. It was me back in '99. I was the one who raised that briefcase just out of reach of Steve Austin's hands in that handicap ladder match at the King of the Ring. Yeah, it just paid me to do it and I did it. I fucked him over. Mystery solved. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Alright, and yes, I am here to talk about Built to Destroy. And I'll tell you right now, I was shocked. And I'm talking about here in real life. I was getting messages. People were like, hey, where's your review after this? I really didn't think anybody was watching. So, thank you very much. And I do apologize. Unfortunately, this is not my real job. I have a day job and it's busy. This is something I just kind of do in my spare time, but I will try to get these up, as quick as possible. So let's get right into it, shall we? Built to Destroy, the first big super card of WCPW. All right, so I think the first thing we got to look at, just right off the bat, we'll talk about, the production value, stuff like that. This is just me nitpicking, and once again, just know deep down that I respect every one of these guys. From the wrestlers to the crew at What Culture. Tons of respect. So anything I say like in negative light, it's just me nitpicking. Overall, I'll tell you right now, there was not a single bad match on the card. There wasn't. I enjoyed every single match, and every week when I do my review, I always pick out my favorite match, the best match, and I always say the worst match, and I'm going to change that up to my least favorite match, just because it's disrespectful. I mean, literally, I don't want to. It sounds like if I say worst match, and I'm criticizing, and I'm not. Like, seriously, it was tough for me to even pick what I would consider like the 6th ranked match on the card. So just get that out of the way right now. So anything I nitpick, believe me, it's exactly it. It's a nitpick because I realize that they got limited budget. It's it's very small, and right now they're just getting for as small as the company is, it's getting, big exposure. Like, people are, flocking to this thing. And not just, the fans, I'm talking about, just talent as well, So, once again, anything I bitch about, it's a tiny nitpick. And, of course, it was their first big show. And I honestly can't, for the life of me, remember if on the Titantron behind them it said Built to Destroy, but it was like the same says loaded. Now, once again, I know they couldn't just erect a massive fucking WWE style, background for their supercard. I get that, but a couple extra banners, something small. I would have shipped it. So that was the one thing, but everything else looks great. Like I said, the cameras look good. I mean, everything. Hot crowd. Is a full packed house. As opposed to past couple weeks, which I know it's all it's all one night. But past couple weeks, we had kind of a dead WCW 2000 crowd where it's just like there's no one out there. And of course, that green screen was a bitch. Like literally, it was like bleeding into their shirts and shit. So I'm telling you, just set the camera up against the wall, like. Take a cue from me. Just stand in front of something and then just do your shit. You don't need the green screen. It's hurting you guys. Just get rid of that. A big step up, and this is not a knock against King Ross or the others, but the commentary team. Oh my God! Now I also don't know who they are. I'm gonna get some shit from that. I don't know. I don't know. It was David Bradshaw and Alex Shane, I believe. And first time I've ever heard these guys ever. Once again, no disrespect. I've been out of the wrestling game for a long time, and I definitely don't know anything really from the British circuit. So never heard of these guys before. And at first I was kind of like, oh shit, I kind of want to hear Ross. But dude, like within seconds, I fell in love with them. I was like, dude, these guys are great. Like they added that air of professionalism, this air of elegance. Sophistication, like it was truly like you're watching like the main two guys, like your main commentary team. Like if Loaded is King Ross and whoever happens to be there free that week, these are the two you want to be your main events. I'm gonna say pay-per-view. I know it's not pay-per-view. I know it's a super card or big event or whatever, but come on. Here in America, it's pay-per-view. It's what we're used to. It's pay-per-view. So when you get a big event, we call it pay-per-view. So, but dude, they were funny. They were charming. once again, don't know who the fuck they were, but dude, they were just great. And I love, because they I'm going to get some shit for this, I know I will, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyways. There's like two types of like British accents. You got like that James Bond, sophisticated, high class kind of accent. But then you got that, hello, governor, check out my knickers and my bum. It's that really, I'm horrible at impressions, so don't pay me no mind. But there's like two types, and they had that higher class type. Like, it literally did kind of like lend some legitimacy to the WCPW. Once again, I am not knocking Ross, and I'm not knocking, Blampier or Miller, because I think they do great. Like, I enjoy their commentary, but dude, like, oh my god, like, these guys are just fucking awesome. So, yes, I hope we see more of them in the future. I'm not sure if they're going to be a mainstay or if this is going to be for special occasions, but either way, I really dug it. Alright, so let's just get right to the show, shall we? The first match, Pride versus Mask. Ligero versus Mark Kirby. Fucking love this match. Hilarious. Just a good time. And once again, it was a comedy match, but it also showed, some seriousness between, Kirby. Because, I mean, Kirby usually goes out there and makes a clown out of himself. So it was nice to see him actually, do the match. I literally started laughing when he yelled out Sable Bomb. Like, I love when he yells Sable Bomb. You're just like, come on, that's just fucking brilliant. If I have to rank, though, my least favorite of the 6, it would be this match, and that's not a knock. This match was fun. I was engaged. I was, and we knew Ligero was going to win, because there was no way, like, he was going to unmatch, because I'm not sure what his legacy is over in the UK on the independent circuit. I really don't know. They said he's been wrestling for a long time, but I just like, there's no way he's just going to unmask for, So, and just the fact that Kirby is such a class clown, like, he's like the unofficial WCPW class clown. Like, it was like, he's definitely going to wear the dress, But even knowing that, it was still a fun match, but once again, I had to pick, like, one match, like, what would be my, if I had to rank the matches from 1 to 6, this would be 6. And it was a tough choice, it really was. And once again, I mean, no disrespect, this match was, like I say, it was good, fun to watch. And it was a nice blow-off match, because, I mean, now, like, they can finally move on. I want to see Ligero not just move on, but move up. I want to see him start chasing titles. I think, I want to see him out of the comedy scene and actually give an awesome fucking match. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And Kirby, I don't want Kirby to go anywhere. I mean, I'm loving, like, I didn't like him at first. Like, at first I'm just kind of like, ugh. But the more I watch him, dude, the more he grows on you. Like, he calls the Pachiti Parmesan. That's just brilliant. I love his shtick. I love Kirby. So I want to see more of, like, him and Pachiti, like, button heads in the back. I really do. I think it'd just be great. That's their storyline right there. It's just Kirby fucking with Pachiti, trying to, like, trying to get on the card, but at the same time, like, be taken seriously, and then, Pachiti's like, oh, fuck. So, but yeah, solid match. Loved it. Loved everything about it. So, next match, it was, first we had a little backstage promo. Pachiti, how do you wear the same glasses? Do you, like, dude, like, you lost those glasses like twice, and it was brutal each time. Adam Pachiti gets bitch slapped by Adam Blampier, and dude, it hurt. Like, it hurt me just watching it. I was like, son of a bitch. Dude, glasses came off, and I'm like, fuck. I hope you got a spare set. He wore a pair out there. I mean, I don't know if the promos were cut first or later, whatever the case may be, but I'm like, dude, those glasses, like, you ain't wearing them again. And apparently did, but we'll get to that later on. So, the next match, the loser becomes the winner's servant. Prince Ameen versus Gabriel Kid. And now I know when I did my Built to Destroy preview, I was definitely heavy kayfabe when I was doing this preview. So, like, I was voting for all the faces. I was just like, yeah, we can do it. But I knew, like, a Prince Ameen was going to win, because, I mean, literally that's the best way to get more mileage out of the feud. Like, you can only go so far if it was the other way around. We want to see, there's, like, kind of 3 steps to this feud with the storyline they chose. It was him becoming the servant, and then, of course, the next step will be him going through hell, Prince Ameen, really. And then, of course, the last stage will be, Gabriel Kid finally be able to fight his way out and eventually, earn his freedom back. So that was really the only way you can go, and I'm glad it did. I was happy. But the biggest surprise to me was how good the match was. And once again, I don't want to... I've tried professional wrestling. I tried to get my ass in the ring. I was actually in shape at the time when I tried out. Or I thought I was in shape, and to sound cliched, I was just not tough enough. So believe me, when I see a guy, take a hip toss, I'm like, that fucking hurts too. Like, I've done that shit no, thank you. So whenever I, knock, a wrestler any, way, I respect the hell out of him. Like when a referee gets knocked out, he takes a bump. I'm like, yep, that fucking hurts. So you get my respect. But with that said, being from a fan critical side of things, doing what I'm doing right here, I gotta say I was never really impressed with Prince Ameen. Like he gets the heat easily. Like this guy is just like a heat magnet. He goes out there, like it's not even like anything he does. It's just like he just opens his mouth and dude, they just fucking hate on him. So he has that going for him. But it's just like his matches to me were just very generic. Like I don't know, he just had like a 1980s moveset. Like the kind of shit they teach you first day is like the stuff he does, just body slams and a lot of chain wrestling and shit. And so I was just kind of like, wasn't really impressed with him. And I like Gabriel Kidd. I saw, he was in that triple threat elimination match and it was great. So I was just like, I seen this kid work, But dude, put them together and it was actually a solid match. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I mean, once again, no disrespect either way. I'm just saying that I was thoroughly impressed and I was, I'm like, fuck yeah. And the fact that, this feud will continue, or this storyline will continue is even better. So because once again, that's the thing about WCPW, dude. Like they're planning ahead. Like they're not just shooting their load all in the fucking first, month or whatever. And that's I'm gonna talk about that, a little bit later on too. But they're going long term booking. Tongue tied. And I think it's gonna work out. And like I said, it was a damn good match. Next match, no holds barred. It was Primate with Susie Kennedy in his corner going up against Joe Coffey. This is another match that really surprised me. Now I don't mean, you get these two big guys, and I truly just expected like a Kane versus Big Show or a Big John Studd versus Andre the Giant. Just, you get two big guys in the ring. Usually it's just a lot of clubbing, kicks, couple moves here and there. But for the most part, it's a very, and I feel like, I didn't have my expectations set like that low where I was like, this is just going to be boring. But I was like, they're going to spice it up. Their first match was good. I enjoyed the first match they had that, ended in a DQ, and I was like, now we got no holds barred, anything goes, it'd be good. But I was once again surprised by just the athleticism there, dude. When Joe Coffey did that springboard cross body, I was like, son of a bitch, was not expecting that. And once the action spilled to the outside, it just got better. Like because I'm a fan of hardcore wrestling, anyways. This didn't get super extreme, but it was still good. And I just loved when he dove over the guardrail at Primate, Primate coming off like the concession table back there. Concession bar or whatever the fuck it was, comes offline with that. That was fucking awesome. It was just a damn good match. So it really surprised me. The other thing that really surprised me was the fact that Joe Coffey won. And honestly, I assumed it would be Primate because I just figured. Now, once again, the way the final match ended, it kind of changed my perception on everything else. But I assumed that Big Damo would win the world title. I just wasn't expecting the heel turn. So whenever I was like, Big Damo's going to win it, and then Primate will be like that next guy to, challenge him or whatever. And so that's what I figured. But, when Coffey won, I was like, holy shit. And once again, then against Coffey, because, it was a damn good match. And I was really surprised that Susie didn't try to interject. Which, don't get me wrong, from a realistic standpoint, you don't want to get anywhere near these two fucking monsters. But I just figured she'd do like a leg trip here, or even hand off a weapon or something. I realize now, because for the past couple weeks I've been kind of back and forth on Susie. Like, first I was like, I don't really care for her or whatever. Now I'm like, she's coming around. Keep the mic away from her. And I know it sounds mean, but dude, she just screeches. And I can't quite understand. I don't know if it's just a microphone cut now or if it's just her voice or whatever. I can't understand what she's saying half the time. And then when I do kind of hear it, I'm just like, I'm not buying it. It's almost like she's like a high schooler at a play. And because you're watching a play with kids who can't really act. This is just coming off mean, and I don't mean any disrespect, because I couldn't do much better, believe me. But we got the kids on stage and they're talking to the audience and not to, it's clear. And that's what it felt like to me. It was almost like she wasn't an actual character. She's not playing. She was just kind of going through the lines. Like they're just like, hey, you go out there and say, he's not man, he's a beast. But she just kind of just said it. I don't know. And no reaction from the crowd. It was just kind of like, But she has the look. And thing is, if she was more, I guess, cheating, doing shit, you'd be like, not only does she look good, she's also dangerous, and she has that going for her. She's the mysterious, she doesn't talk, opens her mouth and it's like, ugh, we're done. Okay. And once again, I couldn't do any better. I couldn't at all. So, no disrespect. But no, match overall solid. Love the finish. It was really cool. Good stuff right there. So, next match, and easily match of the night. It was a Ring of Honor rules match for the Ring of Honor world title. Noam Dar versus Jay Lethal. And of course, the only thing, you know, with the Ring of Honor rules is, you know, there must be a handshake before and after a match, regardless of, you know, the outcome or whatever. And then, of course, instead of the standard 10 second count out, it's 20 seconds. Right off the bat, I know I'm just coming off as a dick here, but once again, dude, Noam Dar has horrible mic skills. 3 times he's done promos now for WCPW, and he just butchers and stammers his way. It's like he is another 9th grader, but instead of performing on stage, he's trying to give like his book report in front of a class, and he's just nervous to talk. It come off really bad. And Jay Lethal cuts an awesome promo, and it was just like, and once again, I mean, no disrespect, Noam Dar, like what I would do. Like seriously, like this is what I would do if I actually had the skills to back it up, and you know, and I suck on the mic. I would literally just be like, you know, you got Jay Lethal just yelling, you know, like in his face, like, you know, I take this very seriously. This is my world title, and you know, you have to pry this out of my dead hands. And then when it's, you know, his turn to respond, I would just took the mic, dropped it, and then say just for him, not even for, you know, just be like, I'll see you out there, and just walk away. Smile on his face or whatever, and it would have made more of a, like, you know, oh shit. But instead, he's just like, you don't scare me, you're scared, and you're just like, no, dude, you're scared, like you're shaking and trembling in front of a camera right now. And it's like, and once again, I love WCPW. This is the only wrestling show I've been watching consistently. I don't watch WWE, believe it or not. I don't watch TNA. I don't give a shit about any of those because I'm just like, I'm bored with them. This is the only thing I watch. But it is a small promotion. Like, you have nothing to be scared about. And he's just like, he's nervous, you know. However, that aside, dude, the match was fucking off the hook. And like, and what I loved about the Built for Destruction, Built to Destroy. That's what I kept saying last week. I kept calling it Built for Destruction. Built to Destroy card is that all these matches had room to breathe. They, you know, they weren't rushed, crammed into a 10, you know, 5-minute slot. It was like, go out there and put on a hell of a show, and it helped. And this is one of those matches that you know clearly benefited from that, and not just the athleticism between the two guys, because don't get me wrong, that was off the fucking hook too, but just the storytelling they was, you know, telling in the ring. Early on, you know, Noam goes right for the knee because, you know, his finisher is the champagne super knee bar, and right there, you know, Lethal selling that, you know, knee injury the whole fucking match. Like I said, the athleticism was great when Jay Lethal hit the lethal injection outside the cutter on the floor. Brilliant. When he hits the flying elbow drop, you know, ode to the Macho Man, and then goes for 2, but then he switches out of it and goes right into a figure 4. I just love that. But to me, I think the highlight of the match for me, because once again, we knew going into this, Jay Lethal was not losing that title. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. I couldn't imagine that Ring of Honor would be like, yeah, you can drop the title on this YouTube, internet, indie wrestling promotion. Sure. No, it wasn't going to happen. And we knew that. Like, you know, we're watching. We know that there's no chance in hell that, you know, Noam Dar is going to win this. But dude, they put on such a great match that even for a second, you're just kind of like, but what if? It ain't going to happen. You know it's not going to happen. But what if? And my favorite spot in the match was when Jay Lethal goes for lethal injection. He bounces into, you know, there's a handspring into the ropes, and he comes back. But before he does, Noam grabs his leg, goes right into the knee bar, and you're like, and dude, Lethal, there he is. And of course, you know, he's selling great. He's like, you know, is he gonna tap? Is he not? Dude, it was classic wrestling 101. It really was. It was a perfect fucking match. Not only was it the match of the night, I would say easily the match of the promotion so far. Like, seriously. And don't get me wrong, the Ligero Jay Lethal match was fine. I really liked it. I feel like that match took forever to get started, and then it was cut short. Like, it had no room to breathe. So luckily there's gonna be a rematch coming up soon. So I mean, that's a good thing. But like, that's what hindered that match. But this match, no, fucking perfect. And of course, Lethal, you know, finishes it with the lethal injection, you know, gets his win. Which, you know, was, you know, great. Like I said, overall, huge thumbs up on that match. And then, of course, after the match, Drake, after Noam Dar leaves, Drake, you know, runs in, attacks him. And, of course, you know, it's revealed that he's now aligned himself for Prospect, which is also a good thing. I've always been a fan of, like, heel stables anyways. So I kind of like the fact that, you know, you got these guys, you know, hanging out together now. And, yeah, James R. Kennedy, the great James R. Kennedy, you know, leading the way. So, But yeah, and then once again, it made Dre look good. Dude, he looked so fucking cool out there because I don't know, like he just had it, like he had that essence, that presence. Comes out there and Jay Lethal's like, who are you, trying to punk him out, but dude, like when he hits that code breaker from the top rope, like I'm not sure what the fuck he calls it, but bam, brought him down. He stood up there. Of course, the whole time the crowd is just chanting whatever, but he looks like he don't give a fuck. Like he just like, I just laid this motherfucker out. Like, where's my title shot? And then he exits the ring and just walks out, and you're just like, dude, like I believe like this guy's the real deal right there. So kudos, Drake. Looked awesome out there. Next match, we had Prospect with James R. Kennedy in their corner going up against Joseph Connors and Joe Hendry. Let's just get this out of the way right now. That song was fucking brilliant. I don't laugh out. Literally, I LOL big time. Like, I was just like, oh my god, dude, fucking brilliant. It was a spoof parody of Union Underground Across the Nation, which was used to be the theme for Raw. And the build-up was funny because they're backstage. Of course, that promo was great because, Connors is trying to give a serious promo, like, this is going to be revenge, redemption for, the first episode. And the whole time, like, Hendry keeps interrupting him. But then he's just like, listen, I got some custom music. It's for both of us. It's, 50-50. He goes, it gives probably a little bit more you than me. And you knew it was coming. Like, you were just like, okay, here we go. Let's just hear it. And sure enough, like, the whole song is about, Joe Hendry. But then you get, like, in the chorus, and there's this one little line that says, and Joseph Connors. And dude, it just, the way he says it, the way he sings it, it was just fucking brilliant. I loved it. The match itself was, solid. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Prospect. My only nitpick with them is I wish they were just a little cockier. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it just seems like a lot of times the camera pan to them and they're just kind of standing there. Like they're watching the other two in the ring, but they're not, like, they don't look like they're looking menacingly. Like, we're planning our next move. They're not, collaborating with each other, or even with James R. Kennedy. And they ain't, like, smack talking with the fans or anything. It just seems like they're just kind of, like, waiting their turn to, like, oh, it's our turn to fight now. And I just wish they were a little cockier, because they had the look. They had the ability. Like, they wrestled, damn good. I just wish they would just, release it a little bit more, personality-wise. But this match was solid, like I said, all around. I really, dug the fact that, Connors and Hendry worked really good as a team. What surprised me here, and once again, this is just maybe me underestimating the entire, Wall Culture booking staff, and I apologize. I assumed they were just going to blow their wad on this one as well, like, because, they're going to build the tension between Hendry and Connors. Like, that's just apparent, you can see it. So I assumed they were just going to pull the trigger here. Like, they were just going, Hendry would screw over Connors, either leave him out there or, lay him out and, still leave him, 2 against 1. And they didn't. And you know what? That's great, because once again, that story's continuing. It's still fresh. It's still funny. And thing is, I remember even thinking, I may have mentioned it on a prior review, but I was thinking, like, Hendry would work better as the heel. But thing is, it's hard to make him the heel because, dude, he is so fucking over. Like, he is so beloved by that crowd. It is ridiculous. So I kind of see him now. I see Connors is now getting a little irritated. And the thing is, the really cool thing is the way they end this match is he can't even be mad at Hendry for losing this match. Because Hendry won the tag in. And it wasn't like, Alice, like, it was just like, hey, I can get in there, I can do this. And Connors is like, nope. And when he turns around, small package, and he ends the match. Prospect wins, and you're just like, oh, and you can't even, like, you want to try to blame Hendry, like, well, he's so selfish and arrogant, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, you lost that one. So I can see them now maybe going with Connors being the one that, once the team explodes, when that eruption happens, that it's going to be Connors being the heel out of the two maybe. And which I think will actually maybe work better, because once again, you can try to turn Hendry heel, but I think he's going to be too loved by the fans to really be taken seriously as a heel. So next best thing is to, turn Connors. You give him a good heel run. They're going to do him good too, actually. So once again, match was great, and it all worked out, because now you're still building the storyline between Hendry and Connors, but then Prospect got their win too, and it gave them another win underneath their belt. So and I'm hoping, I realize now that the roster is thin. I get that, and I realize maybe a little bit later down the road we can actually start building a tag team division. But I really want to see it, because I want to see Prospect compete against other actual teams, not just people thrown together and forming a team, but actual tag teams with tag team names and shit, not just Mercer and Myers. So yeah, but once again, good match. And then of course we got the main event, the crown, the WCPW World Champion. It was Rampage with Adam Blampier against Big Damo with Jack the Jobber and Abachidi. this match, once again, I got stigma with the big guys where I'm just like, it's going to be a lumbering punch kick fest. And I just keep going back to like Andre Giant fighting, Big John Studd. And don't get me wrong, love both guys, respect both guys, but if you watch their matches today, you're just like, man, this is all they do. They just kick and punch each other. Armbar and a headlock, and more kicking and punching. When I see big guys in the ring together, that's just what I assume is going to happen. And WWE has never proven me right or wrong, because usually you get two big guys in the ring together, that's what you get. You just get, this really slow, And now I won't deny that the pace was slow in this match, but it was good. It was interesting. And of course the fact that, the storyline going into it was interesting. It's going to be crowned the first champion. And I'll be honest with you, I figured Damo was going to win. I just felt like I would much rather see the belt, and not just I'd much rather, but I just felt like it made sense to put the belt on him. But I did not see, and maybe I'm just the only idiot out here who didn't see it, but I did not see that swerve coming at all. I did not see the turn. Here's how I saw it going down. I saw it going down one of two ways. Either, Rampage would turn against Blampier, because once again he was so defiant about not giving the pile driver a couple weeks ago, and I just felt like, I can see these guys end up butting heads, and maybe it wouldn't happen in this match, but maybe result afterward or whatever. Either way, I saw Big Damo going over, and Rampage blaming Blampier for it. And then, of course, going after him. And then, of course, Blampier has to get, someone else to, combat him. And then while that's going on, Big Damo would be the face of champion, or the face of the company, world champion, and do like a Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, just, take on all comers. And he's just going to keep mowing down the, And I figured, Primate would be that first, person that, come after him. Or I figured that once Rampage lost, the other way, which is pretty much the same thing, but Blampier would be like, well, I need to get someone else. And, Rampage wasn't man enough, I'll get someone man enough. And then he would find someone bigger to, combat him. And it would be more of a storyline of, Blampier chasing that title as opposed to like a wrestler chasing a title. So I figured it'd go one of those ways. And so even when the match went out, when Rampage is like, I'm not doing it, and Blampier's in the ring, dude, he eats that clothesline. Dude, he eats that clothesline like a champ. Like, dude, you took that one. You did great. And laid Blampier out. And I'm not gonna lie, I popped in my chair. I was like, yes, I love Blampier. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite guys on the What Culture staff. But you love to hate him when he's in the WCPW ring. Like, you just want to see this guy fucking, And so I was just like, yes, clothesline. So a referee getting him out, Damo hits that low blow, and I'm even justifying it. I was like, well, yeah. I hit a low blow. Like, why wouldn't you? Rampage would cheat to beat your ass. He would definitely cheat. Get him there first. And then, of course, he hits a pile driver. And I'm still, like, not quite buying. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, you got further than you got this guy. Fucking him with pile driver. He gets the win. And then it wasn't until he pile drove that referee that I'm just like, oh, shit. He's turning heel, and you knew right away. He's like, oh, he's a Blampier for sure. And then, of course, he attacks Jack and Pacitti, and it was, it was fucking great. And that was literally, like, I was so surprised, and it was really the best way to end that match. Like, there was really no other way you could have booked that match and made it better, because it was great. I love the fact that, you turned on Jack. The only thing I would have changed probably, and I see why I didn't, because they're not trained professional, but I would have pile drove Jack and Pacitti as well, but whatever. But dude, he gets the title, and he kneels, and he hands it to Blampier. And that was the thing, that's like my whole point with Rampage. Like, I kept saying for weeks now, like, I just don't buy him as like a credible heel. Because not only is he not really that big, and, he's a good wrestler, and, he is kind of big, but he's not the monster that's going to face Damo. He can't take Damo out. And not only that, he's not really following the orders like, good heel. You are like, your master's creation. You are, and he controls you to do this and that. You do it. That's what makes you great. And he wasn't doing any of that. So the fact that Big Damo, when he aligns himself with Blampier and just hands that title, like, he just won that world title, and he hands it to Blampier, you're like, this is the relationship I was looking for. This is great. And of course, Pacitti's like, hey, give me the title. You did not win it. The pile driver's banned. And dude, he just fucking nails him with the belt. And dude, the glasses come off again. I was like, son of a bitch. He's got to have like 3 pairs back there, seriously. But no, like I said, overall, awesome. And the thing is, what WCPW is, and I'm not just saying this to suck balls. I mean, I'm gaining nothing here. Believe me, I'm in America. Even if they did like the channel, I'm in America, and I'm poor as shit, so I'm not traveling anywhere. So this is literally, I got nothing to gain by saying this, but it's exciting to watch. like I want to tune in, you know, this upcoming Monday now because not just because I'm doing this channel, because I want to. I want to see where they're gonna go next. Like, what is, you know, Pachi's next move? Is he gonna like try to strip him? Because he ain't gonna strip him of the belt, but you know, is that gonna be like one of the options? Like, I'm gonna strip you of the belt, or you know, fuck it, you know, I'll bring someone else in and take that belt from you. Or, you know, you don't know, but you want to know. That's something that WWE just hasn't done in years. Like, whenever their show ends, even if it's something crazy, you're just like, I don't give a shit. Like, they'll botch it down the road anyway, so who gives a fuck now? But this is exciting. Like, it brought excitement back to professional wrestling, at least for me. Now, I can't speak for anybody else out there. Like I said, I honestly have not watched wrestling in like a long time. So when this came along and I started watching it, I got excited again, and it brought back a little bit of magic. So, but yeah, that's, you know, once again, I thought the show was great overall. Big thumbs up. Like I said, there was not a weak link on this. It was all solid. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Built to Destroy. Let me know down below. Leave those comments down there. Now this weekend I'll be dropping a unofficial WCPW Top 10. And then of course I'll also be doing my WCPW weekly recap, which I'll just kind of, you know, talk about, you know, all the big announcements and just some of the major news that's going on in WCPW right now. Of course I do it in kayfabe because damn it, it's just more fun that way. And I also got a special announcement on Sunday actually. I'll be talking about a new show that I'll be doing, bringing to my channel, and I'll be announcing it then. So definitely tune in for that. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Show this video some thumb and love. And of course, you can follow me over on Twitter. I'm at WCPW Review Guy 1. I have literally been saying WCPW Review Guy, and that was it, for a month now. And I just realized, because I'm a jackass, 1. I'm not the most reliable, I'm not gonna lie. The one, that guy's calling Built to Destroy, Built for Destruction. And I even I announced a big triple threat coming up, and I threw Jay Lethal in there for no reason. It's supposed to be Noam Dar. Once again, much like What Culture Pro Wrestling, I'm also just starting out. I'm just finding my voice here. So, you know, just bear with me on this, if you will. So, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, until next time.